Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I've got a video for you about the brand new Blackout update that just dropped. Normally I'm all about doing these fast and hot and fresh, but this one I wanted to play on so that I could see how it played before I had some opinions about it. The gameplay you're going to get to see today is, of course, gameplay of me playing in the new update with the new loot stash. It's the sweatiest game I ever sweated in, where my entire team died in the beginning, and I still almost managed to win this game with 16 kills, so it's going to be ludicrous. One of the biggest things that you're going to notice right off the bat starting very soon is a lot of new players, because Blackout has a free trial week from January 17th to January 24th. This is a step in what I think is the right direction, because I personally wanted this mode to go free to play to begin with so that everybody could get on and play and have a good time, and we'll do microtransactions or something to fund it. I know that if it does eventually go free to play, it's going to piss a lot of people off because they paid to play this mode. They bought it for $60+. However, I don't really suspect that's happening. My guess is that this is roughly a free to play weekend, because every Call of Duty game, at least for the last couple of games, have had a free to play weekend just a little bit after the game comes out. And since this game got released a month early, well, we're moving the free to play weekend 1 month earlier than before. Overall, I think it's a good thing. More people playing, more people trying it out, more people getting into the Call of Duty scene, and also I plan to take full advantage of murdering all the new players that have no idea what's going on. Maybe. I don't know about you guys, but I've had a harder time in Blackout after the Christmas noobs came in than before, because Christmas noobs and casual players make really strange, weird decisions. I've seen way more bathroom campers. I've seen way more random spam grenades. I've just had a much harder time overall than I did before, so maybe these new guys are going to come in and totally wreck me. Also, I'm not going to be here for the whole time. January 23rd, I'm taking a vacation. I'm going to Peru, so you'll see some of that stuff. One of the most major changes in this patch is supposed to be the stash update. They're supposed to be adding in what is pretty similar to the PC looting system, to where when you hit a body, you don't scroll through everything. It just pops up a little menu and you can pick whatever items you want and go on about your way, so that you can loot much faster and so that you can see what they have much faster. Firstly, I think that this is great. This is a step in the right direction. This is what we want. This is what we need as players to be able to loot quickly, and I don't have to do the weird glitchy scrolling thing. I can just see the items, grab the 3 that I want, and be on my way. They did a good job keeping it relatively small in size. I was originally hoping for like a huge menu that showed everything, but realistically for console and the kind of way we've got the buttons and commands, keeping it on 2 tabs where you hit R1 and R2 to swap back and forth really isn't the worst idea. That's kind of clever. But it's also not the best idea, because I've had the bags glitch out several times where it looks like I'm looting them, but I'm not. So I hit R1 over here to swap over to the next tab, and what it actually does is throws a grenade. I've concussed myself, I've almost killed teammates, I've had some issues with R1 and R2, and overall, I've had quite a few issues with the bag system. Not because the system is bad, but just because it's glitchy. The item pickup glitch is back, and it seems to be back more frequent than it was before. I can always open the bag and look around and scroll and grab things. However, if you remember about a month ago, we had this glitch where when you would pick up an item, it would lock the bag and you couldn't pick up any more items. You'd have to come back to it. I got that a lot, and I'm getting it more than I ever got it before. So what I'll do is I'll loot an item, then run away and come back and reopen the bag and pick one more item. And this is really frustrating for me, because I want to be able to loot. I want to be happy with Blackout. I don't want to have things to get on YouTube to complain about, but it's like, oh great, we got new bag system. So 1 step forward and 2 steps back, I guess. I'd rather have less new features and more working bags. One of the things that they did decide to do, and I'm really grateful for, is we got a minor but effective nerf to concussions. Concussions are now 1-stack items like cluster grenades. They still exist, they're still on the map, and they still are quite powerful, but you can't stack 2 at a time, so you use 2 slots to carry 4 concussions. And while there's been no official announcement or data on it, they do appear to be spawning less frequently, and that is purely based on me looting to find them and killing people and seeing if it's in the inventory, and how often I get hit by them as well. I've just seen less concussions in the game. Overall, this is a great change. It's definitely noticeable when you're playing. You're not going to get stunned as much, and when you are, there's less likely to be more stuns coming your way. I still really hate getting stunned and being completely immobilized and locked down. I think that's too strong, but this is a noticeable improvement. There's less concussion nonsense for me to have to deal with, which is good. They announced more limited time modes on the way, including one, the only one that we have available right now, called Down But Not Out, which allows for your teammates to respawn so long as you're alive at the end of the circle collapse. So it's kind of like zombies at the end of the round, you just come back. I assume you don't have very good gear or anything, but it is nice to have teammates, and I haven't tried that out yet. It just dropped today. I'll be trying, I record these like late at night, right? I'm going to try this on stream tonight, so people yesterday and time travelers, you can see my opinion live on stream. Moving away from Blackout, there's been a ton of changes to zombies, including Gauntlet mode, and about a dozen things that I don't understand, because I'm just not part of the zombies community. I'm not even going to try to expert on that one. We have double XP for multiplayer, double nebulium, double whatever's for zombies, and double gun XP until the 18th. So if you're watching this video on the day I post it, you'll still have 2 days of double everything. The DLC maps in regular multiplayer have finally been put into rotation for regular lobbies. Previously, you just had to go to like the DLC only playlist. Now they're just in regular multiplayer rotation, but unfortunately, this video is going to take a turn for the negative because it appears that Treyarch or Activision or somebody added little badges of shame for non-pass holders. Previously, there were ways to tell if people did or didn't have passes, but now if you don't have a pass, the Black Ops pass that is, you get these little yellow triangles with exclamation points that pop up next to your name. They're just there, and you see them everywhere in multiplayer. And that's bad. As a matter of fact, I find that embarrassing for the following reasons. Number one, I have no idea why the new maps weren't just instantly put in multiplayer rotation anyway, since only season pass holders get them. Previously, I know that it would be like, would have our only, like our DLC only playlist, and we wouldn't put it in regular multiplayer so that you wouldn't get like split lobbies and kicking people out because they couldn't play. But the only way to have the maps is to have the pass, and it's just one player pool split. So there's no reason to not put them in regular multiplayer. The yellow triangles also show that a large number of people don't own the pass. I've seen a lot of screenshots from Reddit, and I've been in a few games. I don't play as much multiplayer as I do Blackout, but there's quite a few people that do not have that pass. By some estimates, 90%. I think that's a little bit high, but definitely more non-pass holders than pass holders, which doesn't look good. It's also kind of bad to shame your players. I mean, these people bought the game for $60, and they're doing microtransactions and skins and other stuff, and a pass on top of that. You're just like shaming people for not spending enough money. And what I think is super funny, but is also really embarrassing for the entire Call of Duty community, is that the yellow triangles that were supposed to shame people are now a badge of pride amongst the players. We have little triangle flares on Reddit. Everybody has the little yellow triangle pride emblems going on. Everybody's super happy that they're boycotting the pass and sticking it to the man and not participating in that, so I think that backfired horribly. As for me, I am still sticking with Blackout as my main mode. As a matter of fact, right now I'm practicing for a tournament on Friday, which I hope I place decent in. Multiplayer isn't doing it for me, so I'm really hard on Blackout, and you'll see me sweating it up there until I go to South America in about a week. Then it's just going to be travel videos. I haven't taken a vacation in 4 years, so I'm legit taking off and just not doing gaming for a whole week. It'll be an experience, and there should be some fun videos for you guys out of it as well. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe.